Welcome everyone. Today we're going to do a workout with our Dynaband. So this is a melt Dynaband, but you can use any one that's about a medium tension. If you don't have one, then you can always do the workout without it and still have a fabulous experience. So we're going to have you open the band up and just lay it down flat and then step right into the center so that your heels are on the mat and your toes are on the mat. So you can feel the Dynaband right underneath the middle of your foot. From there, you're going to choke up on it quite tight so that when you stand, you can feel how it's drawing your shoulders down. So standing nice and tall, lift through the belly, lift through the spine, and just take a breath in. And as you exhale, allow your shoulders to relax and using the band to assist in the shoulders, just lightly drawing down. Good. Now this time, breathe in, circle your shoulders up, back, and then let them relax and settle. And again, so we're using resistance of the band and then assistance of the band. Breathing in, circle around, back and down. And one more time, up and around, back and down. So now again, using the band to support, assist in a side bend. And then here's the resistance, drawing your belly to spine, come back up to stand. And again, side bend over, allow the band to support you into a beautiful stretch, engage your abdominals and return. Inhale, find that length down the whole side of your body. Belly to spine to come back. And here, just notice how I'm letting my head relax. I'm not trying to hold it up. I'm letting my head move with my spine so that there's no tension in the neck. Instead, what we're doing is mobilizing the tissue and then to bring it back. Now we're going to go into a standing forward roll, again, using the band as assistance and then resistance. Breathing in. As you exhale, begin with your chin nod forward. Scoop through your belly. Now here you can soften your knees a little bit. As you come down, you'll lose the tension of the band. Let your head hang heavy. Take a breath in. Exhale, scoop through your belly. Draw your belly button towards your spine. And as you roll up, you're restacking pelvis, ribs, sternum, and head. Breath in. As you exhale, just visualize each vertebra going up and over as you scoop through the tummy. Soften your knees just so you feel beautifully supported through your spine. Head hangs low. Take a breath. Allow the back of your neck to lengthen. As you exhale, press down through your feet, scoop through your tummy, mobilize your spine, restack, and head is last. One more time, breath in. Picture again each vertebra, feeling that motion up and over, up and over. And the deeper you scoop through your abdomen, the more relaxation and mobility you'll get in your spine. Take a breath. Equally weighted on both feet as you press through the feet, scoop through your abdomen, restack, and roll all the way up. Oh, that felt so good. Okay, so now we're going to change our grip, and I'm just turning so you get a better angle, but you can stay facing whichever way you like. So we're going to take the feet wider. So I've changed my grip to sort of a hammer curl position, and with knees bent, we're just going to head into a little squat and stand. What's important, notice I've taken my feet a little wider apart, that as I'm sitting, I'm wanting my knees to stay lined up with my hip and my feet. A little lift of the band, just gentle, warming up our arms and sitting the hips back. So here, notice how I'm initiating with my hips. So I'm starting from here. The knees come in right away, but all squats begin with the flexion of the hip. As I add a shoulder raise, I'm activating the anterior deltoid, front of my shoulders, and the result is I have to stabilize in my shoulder girdle in my core. Notice how I'm keeping my spine lengthened. I'm not letting my chest drop down. I'm sitting my hips back. And that hinge is what gives the appearance that I'm going forward. Moving with the breath. If this feels too heavy, you just slack up on the band, or you can drop the band altogether and just use the arms. Press and stand. 2 more times. Breath in and up. Shoulders are down. We're using that band to help keep the shoulders down. Nice and open through the neck. And 1 more to sit and to stand. Nice. So now we're going to cross the band and we're going to hike the band, our hands up to the hips. Now we're going to focus on side hip, and I'm going to start over on one end of my mat. So these are called monster walks. So we're going to draw shoulders down and back, so you feel a little squeeze in the back of the armpit. Abdominals are gently strong, connected here, and we're going to step from the hip and bring it in. So rather than reaching from the foot, what I'm focusing on is pressing out from the side hip. So as I go, I'm stepping and I'm focusing on my hip creating the action. So I'm activating my glute med, my side hip stabilizers, and back. Now you can take more steps. I'm just staying in the confines of my mat, so I don't step right off the camera, but you can certainly do more steps. Now, just be mindful here of your ankles. So when we lift from the hip, that you're keeping the ankle aligned, that you're not letting the foot collapse. And in, step, and in, step, and in. So side hip, glute med, really important stabilizer of the hip. It also supports your femur, your thigh bone, in tracking in alignment so that your knee stays supported and stable. So very important, whether you walk or you run, you hike, you cycle, that we have stability in the side hip. 1 more round. Press and in. So it's not about the stepping, it's about the lifting, and then we plant. Good. The lifting, plant. Always keep in mind of your alignment here. I'm thinking shoulders down and back, abdominals activated, and in. And I'm moving at a tempo where I can really be on top of my form. And good. All right, so shuffle back to the middle. We're going to uncross and hold on here. Shoulders down and back, little bend of the knee, tummy is engaged. Just bend your elbows and straighten. And bend and straighten. Really important to add upper body into our exercise regime. You know, we can get out and walk and ride bikes, but our upper body gets missed quite often. So here we'll be adding in some really good upper body work, but because the band is coming from the feet, notice now while we're bending and straightening our elbows, how there's stability in the feet, in your abdominals for your pelvis, in your shoulder girdle. And we curl and down. Good. Breath. Inhale and exhale. Good. Focusing on alignment and stability. Once you know what the movement is, always come back to your alignment and your stability. Good. And curl. And let's just do 2 more here. Breathing and down. Wonderful. And curl and down. Now I'm going to step my left foot off. It doesn't really matter which one, but just when we get to the left and rights and opposites, that's key. So I'm coming into a lunge here. My right foot is forward. If you want to add more intensity, double up on the band here. And I'm going to choke down low. Check that your front knee is bent, toes are pointed forward. Now, what I want to do is load up into the front leg so that I really feel like I'm weighted into that front foot. In other words, I could step onto that leg. We're not doing that just yet, but that's the load is there. Notice from my back heel to the head, I'm in alignment, not sitting back here in the low back forward, and then lift through the tummy. Shoulders again, where do they go? Back into alignment, core engaged, and we row. So there's balance. As I've got my feet planted, toes pointed straight ahead. I have to stabilize using my glutes. Inner thigh has to activate as a stabilizer. It's subtle, but always interesting to be in awareness of the feeling of where we're working. And then, of course, our feet. Feet are anchored, always active in a dynamic motion. And we exhale. And every time you exhale, that's your opportunity just to check in the alignment. I call it blow and go. Shoulders down, abdominals in. So every time I exhale, we do this body scan that you can do very quickly where you're checking shoulders down, abdominals in. Quick way to say, just scan your alignment and make little tweaks along the way. Let's do 2 more here. 1, down, and 2. Good. So now we're going to take it to a single. Yeah, you might be noticing that glute on the leg that you're standing on. For me, it's my right leg forward. Wonderful if you are. Again, check the alignment. Pull your tummy in. Tricep press and extend. Now, if we want to add a little movement as you extend, you can rise up onto the back toe. Really nice to get that gait position, the motion through the foot. Working on the push-off base for when you walk, when you climb steps, when you run. Roll up to the toe, tap back to the heel. The foot motion is secondary right now, but it's great if we add it in, just maximizing our time, press. Notice here in the upper body, my upper arm is staying still, and I'm just moving from my elbow. So the lower arm extends and bends. Good, let's do 2 more with the breath and press, down, and press, and down. Lovely. So take the tension off so that you can step off the band and step onto the other foot. So once again, I'll turn around just so you can get a better angle. Your band is wide under the foot. We want to be loaded on the front leg, back heel is down, toes pointed forward so that you have to balance. This would be a compensation where your brain is being smart, saying just turn the foot out, it's more stable. We actually want your base of support to be less stable and your pelvis have to do the work. So here we go, loading into the front leg, a line from your head to your back heel, shoulders down and back. So nice and stable, connected through the shoulder girdle, through your pelvic girdle. Those are our 2 girdles where we're most powerful in stability. So every time you go to pull, you start your exhale. And we train our nervous system all the way to a subconscious level that when we breathe, our body does a quick body scan to know that we're in good alignment. And exhale, inhale. Notice I'm not moving too quickly. I'm allowing the breath to control the motion. So the tempo of your movement follows the tempo of your breath. And exhale, inhale. The movement is really incidental to the stability. So I'm thinking more about my alignment and balance and stability and allowing the movement to happen around that. Whenever someone comes in and says, I want more mobility, right away, I know they have a stability issue. So we pull, return. We'll do 2 more and pull, return. Lovely. Pull and return. So now you can stay double if you want more load. I'm going to go single, bring my elbow up, shoulder down and back. Again, keep loaded into the front leg, lift belly to spine. And now your upper arm stays stable and you simply extend at the elbow and bend. Extend, that's it, looking good. Staying in the alignment of heel down, connected to the mid-back, connected to your abdominals, and then no tension in the neck and shoulders. Your option is to add a heel raise. So we go up and heel down. Whoops. And up and heel down. And it's okay if we're not perfect. We wobble once in a while. It's your nervous system being able to respond to bring you back to your center. Yeah. One thing that can help you with balance is keeping your eyes forward on a fixed spot, not looking down at the ground, but looking up slightly higher than eye height. That helps with your alignment and your posture. Good, and we'll do 3 more. Press up and back, a little squeeze in the back of the armpit, keeping stable through the upper back. And 1 and down, lovely. So then we'll take the band out from there. All right, so keeping the band nice and wide, we'll take it behind our back. And if you've got it nice and wide, it's just a little more comfortable for you. And then again, you're going to choke up on the band. The more you choke up, the more challenging. Again, check your alignment and your position. Our power comes from our back, power comes from the core. So we're going to press out and in. I've just taken my legs in a nice active grounding stance, where I feel my feet planted to the floor, got a nice connection in through the pelvis, deep-rooted core to stabilize. This helps me feel grounded. So one of the reasons that I exercise is I get a sense of energy and vitality, but also grounding and centering. So we exhale. Notice as I press my arms up, my shoulders don't rise up. It's like my arms are sprouting from my back. Let's add a rotation. So we take it out, shoulders down and back, tummy tight, opening. And bring it center and back down. And press out and rotate, center and down. And exhale. Inhale, feel the lift through your spine. Exhale and inhale. And exhale. Inhale, shoulders gently down and back, collarbone broad, lifting through the spine and rotate and center and down. And 1 more and out and rotate and center and down. Let's change our foot position. We'll come to a parallel position here. Bringing your hands in front. Again, check your position. Abs are in. Press forward and back. Press forward and back. So visualize your ribs pressing back into the band as your arms reach forward. Now, if we want to challenge balance, this would be a progression. Stand on 1 foot or just keep your toe down as a middle progression. So whenever we add a progression, we are adding challenge. When we add a modification, we were making it easier in one way or the other. Here you can feel your foot and your ankle and your hip having to really work to stabilize. Let's do 1 more. Breathe. Place the foot down. Other leg comes up and press. Good. So I have a slight bend of my knee, slight tuck of my pelvis, slight, just so I can use my core and side hip together, but keeping my back strong, chest lifted, eyes are up. Yes, always that sense of oppositional force of gravity anchoring us down and lifting up through your spine, through the crown of your head, up. And 1 more time, press out and bring it down. All right, 1 more exercise before we sit. And that was a Pilates teacher thing to do. I put up 2 fingers and said 1 more. Those of you that do Pilates in our studio will know that's something that we just can't help. Okay, a little bit of mid-back work. So we're going to take the band. And what I like is it's really easy to keep your wrist in a nice strong stance. You can open your fingers or grip. And we're just going to open a little hug of the shoulder blade. It's not a big shoulder blade squeeze as much as it's just a gentle hug down in the mid-lower part of the shoulder blades. As you open, keeping your head nice and still. A common error would be jutting your head forward. Instead, gently tuck your chin, lengthen through the back of your neck, and hold it stable as you move through the arms. And open and back. Good. Breathing, keeping wrists strong. As we open, we want to make sure that we're not letting the wrists bend, so that we're truly taking the energy and connection into our mid-upper back. And we open with the breath and back in and open and in. Let's do 2 more here and open. Nice. And open. Wonderful. So that in itself really did target our whole body, balance, hip stability, and arms. So if you are limited on time, you could pause the workout right there, and then you could do the second half later on. So here we go. You're going to take the band. Again, if it's open and wide, it's just a little more comfortable and easier to manage. The more you choke up, the more help you'll have if you are roll-up challenged. We're going to progress our way there, but you play with the tension to get the deepest work for you. Check the feet, make sure they're not rolling in. So really keeping them parallel and working the muscles of the lower leg to support that. We'll start with the half roll back. Knees are planted, heels are down into the mat. We take a breath in. As you exhale from the lower abdominals, sinking belly to spine, deepen under the ribs. Pause for a breath. And then as the band pulls your arms forward, use your abdominals to press your ribs back. Now here, what I want you to notice is that I'm not collapsing in my upper body. Instead, my neck and shoulders are staying in position and generating the movement from our pelvis. So I start by a little tucking under, thinking pubic bone towards the belly button, sits bones towards the back of your thighs. And this movement is initiated from your pelvis, deepening up and in under your ribs, and then forward and up. Again, exhale, curl, holding the position of your feet, pressing the outsides of your feet into the band. So we're active everywhere. It's not just abdominals. We're having to stabilize through the feet, ankles, which translates all the way up into the hips for stability. And this is life. You know, we can be on a bicycle, riding, upper body is stable and active, legs are powering through the pedal, but we need that stability in the outer and inner hip. It's all working together. And curl all the way up. Now, you're going to straighten your legs, keep holding the parallel position, pressing the outside of the feet into the band so your feet stay parallel. Take a breath, and as you exhale, you're going to roll all the way down. Now, your heels will slide until your pelvis touches. And then we want your heels to stay still, and you lie all the way back. Now, this is where the band will support you. It will assist. So as you do your chin nod forward, allow the band to assist you into this nice deep curl. And then as you exhale, belly to spine to roll forward. Now keep the scoop. Notice here I've stopped when my shoulders are in line with my hips. Take a breath in. Exhale from your pelvis, thinking about your hips opening, sits bones reaching down the back of your thighs as you come all the way down. Inhale, chin nod forward. Allow the band to draw you up. As you exhale, your abdominals press your ribs back in the opposite direction. So we're using assistance, but also using the band to go deeper into our movement. Chin nod forward, curling up. So I'm out of one of my cameras and lengthening forward. And again, scooping and curling, tucking under and down. Chin nod forward with the breath, arms drawn forward, abdominals curl. And then one more time with the breath, exhaling down. Inhale, chin nod forward. Exhale to come all the way up. Good. All right, so we're going to take the band away from the feet, and we're going to place the band on top of your shins. Now from here, we're going to be rolling down. So scoop and roll down and bring your legs up to tabletop. So this can be done without the band. You can also do this next exercise called the 100 with your head down using the band. So first choice is head down. We're going to be pumping, 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 pumping. Second choice, head up into your chest lift, curling, arms are reaching. So let's get you set up. Inhale, chin nod forward. Exhale, head, chest, and arms curl up. You're reaching your arms as you press down. Make sure you're pulling belly to spine and you start to pump. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Exhale. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. Collarbone wide. Focus the pump coming from your mid-back and your triceps. 2 more breaths. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it down. Take the band, place it around 1 foot. Again, nice and wide. Extend your opposite leg. Pull your elbows down. Ground into the mid-back and your abdominals. Take your leg around and up. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Focus on keeping your pelvis stable and your floor leg anchored. So reaching down, out through your thigh, out through your toes. 1 more breath cycle in this direction. Let this feel good. And other way. We inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Foot is actively flexed. 1 more breath cycle. Inhale and exhale. Good. Now choke up nice and high. Bend your other leg. Curl up into a chest lift and lower the leg down. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, leg lowers down. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, leg goes down. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring your leg up, lower your chest down, switch legs. Extend your other leg down, reach long through your thigh, out your toe. Anchor your elbows to the ground, stabilize with your mid-back and your abdominals. Actively flex your foot and we inhale and we exhale. Inhale and exhale. So allow your leg to be supported by the band such that you have this free, easy movement through your hip. 1 more breath cycle. Inhale and exhale. Other way. Inhale. Keeping your foot flexed. Reach your heel to the ceiling every time your leg comes up. And breath. And breath. 1 more breath cycle. Inhale and exhale. Bend your extended leg. Pull yourself up, shoulders down and back, and we lower and lift and lower and lift. Belly to spine, shoulders down and back. So your mid-back is supporting and stabilizing the arms with the band. Your abdominals are pressing your low ribs down to the mat. And 1 more time, and down, and bring it up. Bend the knee, take your foot out. Open the band if it gets a little crinkled and place that band right over the hip joint. So we want it, just put it on the top of your thigh so it doesn't slide down like so. And then you're going to anchor the hands to the floor as you bridge your pelvis. Feet are planted, toes are pointed forward, and you want to lift your hips as you press the arms down into the mat. Lower your pelvis down just halfway, press up and squeeze. Lower down, press up and squeeze. Now here you want your throat open, collarbone broad, shoulder blades anchored to the mat, and lift. So I'm just coming halfway down here so I don't lose all the tension on the band. We lower and lift, squeeze, and lower, and lift, squeeze, and lower, and lift, squeeze. Now bring the band up, just tighten it up a little. So grab pelvic width apart, bring arms up, hold the bridge, core is engaged, inner thigh is active. Press gently into your big toe and pull wide and together. Pull wide and together. Pull wide, together. Now, when the arms come in, your hips go down. When the arms go out, your hips go up. Make sure here that you are driving from your glutes, not your ribs. Keep the ribs heavy. Keep your belly drawn in towards your spine. So you're working from your glutes, your hamstrings, your inner thigh. And in. And lift. And in. Just two more. And lift. And in. And one more time. Lift. And in. Bring it all the way down and stay. Now, taking the band wide, you're going to take the wide part of the band behind your head, right around your ears, and then you're going to choke up high. So what we're doing here is we're creating a nice hammock of support for your head and your neck. We're going to find your belly, bring your right leg to tabletop, left leg. Check shoulders down and back. Take a breath in. As you exhale, curl up. Now here, we want to allow your head to be heavy in the band. It takes a little practice to not pull on the head, but instead support the head. Check your upper arm position, and now exhale, extend, right? And extend left. And exhale. And exhale. Belly to spine every time. And so we've got some nice energy in the arms, shoulders down and back, active through our core, belly to spine, and reaching. Your toes are pointed to the same place in space. So picture a spot on the wall and both toes are pointing to that place. And we're going for 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Bring it in. Upper body goes down. Right foot, left foot, and release the band. Open your arms to a T, knees and ankles together. Lift one hip off the floor. Let the top foot come off. Relax the shoulders. Breathe. Come back to center. Same thing. Whole lower body travels as one. Breath in. Exhale. Love that space down the side of your body. Come back to center. Step your feet wide apart. Tip your lower body to the right. Let your right hip relax. Actively reach the inside of your left knee down. And come back to center. And then the other side. Actively reach the inside of your knee down. And come back to center. Bring your legs together. Roll over to your side and up to a seated position. And sitting nice and tall through your spine, shoulders again down and back. You can use a little tension of your arms pressing against your legs to activate your back as you draw belly to spine and lift up tall through the spine. And now take a breath in, breathe in energy from above your head right